EVO 2026 for 2XQ is shaping up to be the most stacked and prestigious tournament for 2XQ ever. We have over 1,000 entrants. This is the biggest prize pool in 2XQ history with 135 grand on the table. And the winner gets 42,000. So these guys are playing for a lot of money. Oh yeah, and you got the 5k pot bonus. That is true. So 140k total. This is considerably higher than most games because not only is there EVO prize, but there's also Riot putting money on top of this. And it's been about almost a year since the game came out, and people have really refined their tech. They fleshed it out, and they're bringing it all to a head at EVO 2026 later this week. Here's some of the favorites. We got Bleed, Supernoon, Sonic and Inzem, and Hikari. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So let's talk about some of the favorites Riot highlighted in this trailer, starting with Hikari. And I think many people would think Hikari is the favorite to win this tournament. If you look at the actual seeding and you go to top 8 of Start GG, you can kind of see like the projected. Hikari is actually favored to win. And there's a good reason. He just won EVO Japan at Combo Breaker. He just got second. And you can take a look at his 2XQ resume, and it's very impressive. His worst placing was in Frosty Faustings, where he still made top 8. Not to mention, during this time, he's also won like 2 Dragon Ball events. Like he won a Dragon Ball EVO and then he won the Dragon Ball like showcase. This dude's insanely talented. I personally think he has the best chance of winning, but the competition is crazy. SonicFox looking to get his 9th EVO win. And I know SonicFox is hungry for that. SonicFox is teaming with Inzem. If you look at the top 24, look how many duos there are. Just 2, SonicFox and Inzem, and the twins from Japan, Toshi and Haru. Duos is just so hard to coordinate, but Sonic and Fox and Inzem make it work. And we don't even know who they're gonna play. Like, if you look at the replay channels, they maybe are playing Thresh Ari. We've seen back to the traditional Ari Teemo. They're probably cooking up some other stuff. I think they're keeping their cards a little close to their chest, but they're gonna have a really innovative strategy, and it's gonna be really cool to see, what they cook up. Of course, we got Bleed. So Bleed, aka W Bleed, he kind of burst out in the scene. Like no one really knew this guy. Like I've played him online. Some other people have played him online. People see him do really well in TNS. But people didn't realize like just how good this guy was until Frosty Faustings earlier this year, which was like the first super major for 2XQ, where he actually won. He beat Supernoon to the grand finals 3-1. 16-year-old kid. This guy is basically the closest thing you have to a prodigy playing 2XQ currently, and he's hungry for it. Right now on online brackets, he's looking insanely strong. The patches have favored his team very well, so he's still on the original team of Echo Alawi, and he's definitely a favorite. And of course, we got Supernoon, who has this curse of always getting second or third. Actually, look at this, it's not too many, but he's getting second at the most important tournaments. EVO Japan, Frosty Faustings, and if you look at the prediction, he's also predicted to get second. I think he might be cursed at this point. Also, the Sajam Slam just happened. Our team won, let's go. But Supernoon, his team, actually got second as well. So is the second place curse going to continue for Noon? I don't know. I know this guy's hungry. He's also playing Thresh, which by the way, I think one of the big storylines of this tournament is this Thresh champion is looking insanely strong. I personally think he's top 2, and he has this like character unfamiliarity where like people might still find some new tech. This character just came out maybe a week and a half, I guess almost 2 weeks ago at this point. People are still finding new stuff, and I think this character is gonna terrorize this bracket. A couple people are for sure playing Thresh, like Leffen, Supernoon, and there's a few people that are like debating playing this character, like Sonic and Inzem might play it. Wawa, by the way, Wawa, the top European player currently, just got 3rd at EVO Japan. If you look at the replay channels right now, yeah, the last Wawa replay is actually Senna Akali, but they've also played some other characters like Thresh. Yeah, here's another Senna Akali. Let me see if I can find some. Here's a Thresh Yasuo. Here's a Senna Yasuo. But either way, Wobble might come in with a Thresh. He actually might come in with a Senna. Sonic might even come in with a Senna. Senna is one of these characters that some people think she's really bad. I and some other top players think that she's good. She just takes a lot of work. But a character like that, that's good and takes a lot of work, can really surprise people and really throw people off balance. Because if you've been playing ranked, if you've been playing tournaments, most of the tournaments nowadays, or at least in the last week, they have a lot of Thresh, not very much Senna. I personally don't know the Senna matchup, so if I fight like a Senna like Wawa's, I'll probably, there's the unknown factor of what this character does. We might see some Senna in the bracket just because of that. So anyways, Wawa is favored to beat Sonic and Inzem. Hikari is favored to beat Leffen. Leffen, of course, on Thresh Teemo. That sounds like insanely cheap team. Teemo, even though he's got nerfed, even though he probably loses to Thresh, still has some of the best meter Oki in the game. Still has some really good zoning. Still has some really good assists. So Leffen really committed to making that character work. And if you pair someone with Thresh, I don't think you can go wrong, to be honest. And then Supernoon, we talked about Supernoon playing Echo Thresh. I think this team is insanely underrated. Echo is one of these characters. He went from kept getting nerfed from top 1 to top 1. Now people think he's not top 1. He's probably not. He's probably around like the top 5 mark. Supernoon's probably the best Echo in the world. Really is committed to that character, and he just does stuff on Echo that I haven't seen anyone else do before. Yeah, Echo could be, honestly, Echo could be top 3. I'm not even gonna lie. like the more I play, every time I watch Supernoon play Echo or I see Bleed play Echo, I'm just like, this character is like a war crime. But I don't know, you know, like he's gotten there so much. Kayn. This is another super underrated player. Kayn actually just came off a really huge win in Europe. So Kayn recently just won the mix-up, which is a super stacked 2xCO tournament, had Wawa, had all the best European players, and he got first. And the team he got first with was Warwick Jinx. After Warwick has been nuked to the ground. This guy's insane. That team has really, really good synergy. He makes it work. But honestly, his fundamentals are crazy, and he kind of helps carry that team too. Against Bleed, the young prodigy himself. I personally think these look pretty good. But let's talk about the people that could potentially upset them, right? And it's everyone in this loser's bracket. So Zane, funny enough, my co-coach in the 2xCO slam that we won. So Zane coming off a huge victory, almost beat like Sonic and Inzem at Level Up Expo. So you know he's really strong. He plays Ari Akali. As you guys know, that's Hikari's team. Ari Akali, I think, is one of the best teams in the game. The synergy is crazy. Akali, I think, is one of the most underrated. Not underrated, but she's just very, very strong. Arguably a top 3 character. She just has insane mobility, insane priority, very good mix. She just does everything well. She even has good damage because she can link level 1 to level 1. And Ari is in contention for the best character in the game. Insanely cheap team. Zane plays it very well. Plays in a different, like a little bit looser fashion than Hikari, but it's still really fun to watch. And I think he's a favorite to do pretty well. Quainty, this guy's an online warrior. I don't even know if this guy's ever come out to a tournament before, or at least a big tournament like this. Brand new to the FGC with this game. Plays Yasuo Blitzcrank. And Blitzcrank's one of these characters that just people think he's really bad, but the game's actually pretty balanced, so he might actually do well. Let me see if I can find. I feel like Quainty is the guy that posts like the funny clips, right? All right, so this is Quainty, online warrior mostly, new to the FGC, has had some good placings offline, but he got some crazy tech with this team. Just look at this shit, bro. All right, check out this non-cross up. Just kidding. Yeah, he has some crazy stuff with his team. Let me see if I can find like a Quainty combo. Yeah, look at this shit, bro. This guy has really pushed his team to his limit. Like, there's some character like players like Hikari that, you know, they've played like 7 different characters. This guy is a character specialist through and through, which is pretty rare for this game, honestly, because everyone in the top 8 has switched characters more than once. So it's actually pretty cool to see these character loyalists. Jakey the Snakey is actually best known for being a Jinx player. Okay, so fun lore about this guy. I've talked to Jakey offline at Frosty Faustings. Every time I talk to this guy, he's like, man, I can't wait to drop this Jinx champion. Even though everyone's like, man, Jakey's Jinx is so good. At Frosty Faustings, he's like, this is the last term I'm ever gonna play Jinx. And he used to play Jinx Yasuo. 5 months later, he's still playing Jinx. But I think it's worth it because his Jinx is just that good. And if you just play a better team that's suited better for Jinx, which I think Ari is honestly probably the best character in the game, so is better suited to play with Jinx, you can really make it work. And he's just very, how do I put it? His Jinx style is just very unique. I don't think anyone like really does the same stuff that his Jinx does, which is it's really cool. Versus Lightwisp. Now Lightwisp, I'm so excited he's going to this tournament because Lightwisp, let me see if I can skip the upsets.gg. So as you guys can see, this is Lightwisp. Very high elo, very high win percent. Has not entered basically anything offline. So this is one of the rare players that he doesn't enter much. We know he's an absolute demon. You know, here's, for example, he got second in the last TNS he entered. He went to Genesis, which is a smaller regional 2xKO event. He got second. but he hasn't been to EVO Japan. He hasn't been to Frosties. He's kind of unproven offline, but this guy is a beast. I've played him a few times. He cooks me most of the time, I'm gonna be honest. And he plays a very unique team with Darius and Braum. Darius is considered to be the worst character in the game. Braum is just very underplayed. He's actually really strong. It just, I don't know, people aren't interested in exploring the synergies with him. Extremely fun playstyle. I think he's actually going to upset some people in this bracket. I think very highly of the late list. And he might be on the Thresh Braum, but either way, Thresh Braum, very unique team too. All right, so we got Wade. Wade, very strong player. Actually just got second at the most recent TNS, even though he's from Europe, so he's playing with lag disadvantage. And Soul Demon, also an Echo player. So both these guys play Echo. Wade playing Echo Alawi, Soul Demon playing Echo Ari. If you could imagine like an Echo that plays on crack, let me see if I can get a Soul Demon clip. All right, let me know if you block. It's hard to block in low quality. All right, let me know if you guys blocked. Yeah, that's Soul Demon. Yep, that's what to expect from him. Totally unnecessary, but very fun player to watch. And Wade's like a lot more controlled Echo, and a really long-term strong DBZ player. So either way, two strong Echoes in the losers round 3. Yeah, so this is Equan. Recently switched teams. He was playing Echo Yasuo. He's one of the last Echo Yasuo warriors. Now I think there's almost no Echo Yasuos left. Even K7 switched off Echo Yasuo. I think it's just cooked. But he's playing Echo Akali, which honestly I think is a pretty good team. Might struggle a little bit in neutral, but once they get going, and they're two of the strongest characters in the game. You can't really go wrong with that. He recently got second in Japan Cup to Dorapon playing Akali Caitlyn, which is kind of a crazy team. But yeah, this Akali champ I think is still pretty underrated. I think she's very, very good. Just a little hard to play, and Ikuan, I'm really curious to see how he shows that off. And Noka, funny enough, Noka came into my chat 2 days ago and he's like, Diaphone, do you have any advice for me? And I'm like, what's your advice? I'm like, you gotta drop Vi, bro. And he said he's dropping it after EVO. So if you guys don't want to see Noka, one of the OGs of Vi, if you guys don't want to see Noka drop Vi, you gotta root for him, because surely if he makes top 8, he's not dropping Vi, right? Noka, not to be confused with Poka, who's one of the strongest Japanese player, originally a Happy Chaos player, also a young prodigy, super young, plays. Everyone keeps switching teams, bro. I don't even know if Samij is playing anymore. Honestly, like I think there's gonna be some surprises. But either way, Samij, both these players are long-time Echo Ari players. They might have some surprises in store. Apparently, Poka's playing Akali. Pretty cool stuff there. Here are the twins, Toshi and Haru. I think probably the second strongest duo in the world, maybe the strongest. I know Sonic and Inzem keep claiming that, but Toshi and Haru did just beat Sonic and Inzem at the big duo event literally less than a month ago. So I think there is an argument to make that Toshi and Haru are quite strong. However, they didn't have the best performance in Japan Cup. They are still playing Jinx Yasuo, which I think takes a little bit of a hit with Thresh being out, but they have some really cool tech with the team, things that only a duo can do, and they're super fun to watch. And I think this Ramichu guy, super underrated, and they're coming into this tournament with Thresh Ari, which I personally think Thresh Ari is the strongest team in the game right now. I don't think people are going to be ready for Ramichu. I wouldn't be surprised if Ramichu outplays the Siege, just based on how good I know this guy is, and the fact that he's probably playing the best team in the game right now. Yasha is probably one of the best players in EU. He's been playing Yasuo. He was known as the best Yasuo Ari. Again, these guys keep switching teams. I don't know. I think some of it, you have to think, if you're coming into a tournament, you don't really want to know, let people know what you're playing. You gotta hold some cards close to your chest. I think that might be what Yasha's doing right now. Chris G, I'm not gonna lie, I think Chris G is coming for another game, but bro, Chris G's fundamentals are so good that he might make an upset. Last time he was playing Ari Jinx, he's probably still playing that team. Blazy, apparently playing Ari Vi, we'll see. I don't know, Blazy's in my chat like a week ago saying that not to play Vi. So who knows, maybe got off the Vi. And Tate is also another strong Yasuo Blitzcrank, which is a really weird team, but the fact that we have two of them is kind of crazy. So now that we have all the information, time to predict our top 8. Thing about EVO is weird things happen all the time, which means the way it's going to play out here is almost certainly not going to happen. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. I'd be insanely surprised if Wawa, Sonic and Inzem, Hikari, Noon and Bleed did not make top 8. They've been so consistent. So let's slot them in. I think Noon has got second every tournament. I think we have to add him in second. That for sure is a lock, right? If things get a little tough. I personally think Hikari might be the strongest, so we'll leave him for now. That being said, Hikari's not playing Thresh, and I think Thresh is going to be a crazy threat. I think Sonic and Inzem are probably... One of the nice things about Duo is that you can have your Duo partner learn Thresh and kind of split the mental load of learning a new character. I think Sonic and Inzem, it just says Sonic here, but I assume it's going to be Sonic and Inzem. I think they're going to come up with some really cool stuff. I'm going to actually put them third. Fourth, I'm gonna guess Wawa. Again, we don't know. It's funny they have like these ratings and what team they're playing. I'm gonna guess, I think Wawa and Bleed are both definitely getting top 8, right? I was inspired by that EVO trailer for Bleed. So we'll put Bleed 4th and we'll put Wawa 5th. I think Kane, coming off that big European event, I think Kane's probably going to get really high up there too. And now we have 3 slots left, and Hikari is definitely one of them. So who do I think is the strongest person left in this pool? Because I feel like you need one upset. You need some type of upset here. You know what? Just because I want to see that for the culture, I'm going to put Light Wisp on Darius Brum. I think that's going to be hilarious if he makes top 8. And I really want to see a unique team like this do well. So I'm going to put Light Wisp at top 8. And we have to add Hikari here. So we'll put Hikari 7th. And then for first, I forgot to mention the favorite for this event. Bro, how could I forget myself? We got Diaphone taking it in the finals. Look, I'm seeing right out of top 24. People don't know ball. I'm on the Thresh. They say the saying is something like, those that work hard cannot beat someone that plays Thresh. That's me this tournament. I flushed Vi, and we're gonna cook up. I'm gonna lock it in. Let me know what you guys' EVO predictions are, and shout out to Riot for sponsoring this video. I'm gonna be live watching this, or I'm gonna be in top 8 Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'll catch you guys there. It's gonna be a banger. Peace.